Hey guys, I hope you guys are well. I wanted to share with you my story about how I signed up for a mountain biking race a couple of weeks ago, and this is really my first bike race ever. So I took up mountain biking maybe about a year ago, and I thought, you know what, I'm over 40, it doesn't mean that I should stop. I should try something new, and it's a new challenge. So I signed up for the Melaka International Mountain Biking Race, and it's 40 kilometers, it's 4 checkpoints, and there was a cutoff of 5 hours. Honestly, going in this, I had no idea what to expect. I had zero expectations. It was purely just to make the 5-hour cutoff more than anything else, and to really enjoy myself. To take it as a privilege to be able to ride in areas that I've never tried before. So we went in totally blind, and yeah, so this was my journey. So the day before, what we had to do was we had to drive up to Melaka, which is about 2.5 hours drive, and just to get our stuff, just to check out the space, never been before. And the drive was really easy. You know, in Malaysia, you could possibly get food everywhere. You're never going to starve. It's just a really easy drive. And getting there, it was this really huge space. It had campgrounds, it had toilets, bathrooms, and so forth. So the riders could just camp overnight and have all these things accessible to them, and then just ride first thing in the morning. The pickup was seamless. It was amazing. We met the organizer, and he started to tell us what to expect. He was saying that there were going to be over 600 riders, but on the day itself, it was over 700 riders. He was saying about all the food that they were going to have. There were desserts, there were ice cream. It's a local dessert called chendol. And then I think on the last CP4, there was going to be roasted lamb. And at this point, I was thinking to myself, you know what, maybe I shouldn't be bringing so much of my, protein bars and gels. Like, who wants to eat that stuff when you can have real food, right? So I think that was probably the first of many mistakes. It wasn't his fault. It was just me. Like, I just didn't know myself. I've never done this before. It really was my first time. And so I just made tons of mistakes throughout. On the race day, we got up at 4, we left at 4:30. Most of the stuff, we've got put in the car, and, we've got food and everything. So I had my oats in the car while we were driving there. It poured like crazy. So we knew that the trail was just going to be really muddy. And we just didn't expect the level of mud. It's sort of like conceptually, it's muddy, but how bad is it going to be? You don't know. So that was what, going in there, that was what we were thinking. And then we got there, it was 7, I think. It was 7 o'clock or 6:30. I'm not sure. I mean, it starts at 7:30. So the cutoff would be 12:30. So this start at 7:30 and 5 hours, 12:30, it would be a cutoff. And my goal really was to try and make that cutoff. So when we got there, it was full. The car parks were full. And we had to park kind of a little bit further away where you could bike there. In all that excitement, when I started to pedal my bike, I stepped on it with my left foot still on the ground. So the pedal with on the left with all, the flat pedals that had all the screws on it, basically I coughed myself. Like, that went onto the back of my calf. And it was so painful. I was bleeding and all of that. But you know what? There's nothing I could do. It was just this, we were just about to start. So yeah, great start, kelz. But anyway, we did that. got there to the start line, and people were just super friendly. Obviously, I'm back because I'm the Masters female category. Oh, cool. We're at the start of the race. It's extremely exciting. So many people. What is there? It's just like a mountain biking race when people start with a cigarette. But super exciting. 670 riders, 4 checkpoints today. So let's see. Oh yeah. So when we went to pick up my bib and so forth, it was the list that we had for female and especially masters was so short in comparison to the men's category. So at the start line, everyone's just super excited. You know, you kind of get to chat to everyone. And next to me were all these young national riders from Malaysia. So one of them was this girl from Terengganu, and she was telling me that she's had 2 broken collarbones doing downhill, but she loves cycling so much that she wants to continue. I mean, amazing person to be able to continue and to train so hard. So when we started off, I just said, look, you go ahead. There was no way I could even keep up, you know, just do your thing. She had nothing on her. She just going as fast as she could. And I had so much water in my backpack. I had so much stuff that I was bringing. Yeah, we'll get to that because I really did not use too much of my water, which I didn't realize. Like when you have a backpack on, you just forget how much you're drinking, whereas in the bottle it's a lot easier. But then in the bottle it was really hard to get, you know. Anyway. So at the start of the race, it was just a normal road before we went off-road. This is just the beginning of the race and probably the first 1 kilometer, and everyone's going real fast. I'm right in the back. And once we got off-road, there was just mud everywhere. Like it was just flying everywhere. It was on our faces, and being in the back, obviously. Well, you can't see. It's a little muddy. Oh no. It's another jam up here. It was just big, you know, you just have to wait, you know, there's a huge jam. There's like a huge bikers jam. And then, you know, you're just pedaling, and then you get to a point where everyone's just congregating, and then you have to slow down. And then I was thinking, oh, why is everyone slowing down? And it was because there was this big ditch of water, and people were either waiting to go to the side, or you could go down and try. And obviously I tried because that was the whole point. I signed up so that I can try everything. And then after that, it was just, everything just started to just go south, right? Because you're just exhausted by then. It's like you're sapping up a lot of the energy. When I got up and the rest of the trail was continuously muddy, I just slipped and slid everywhere. I fell so many times. Shit. Go. Sorry, just go. And I realized that my tires were wrong. The pressure in the tires were wrong. I was just probably a danger to others too, because I wasn't able to keep a straight line. My tires would just slide off. So anyway, I just got people to get past me because I didn't want to hurt anyone. And it just continued. At this point, I realized that I wasn't really drinking too much of my bladder that I brought. And I just thought, you know what, okay, at that point I really didn't know, but on hindsight, I should have been drinking a lot more. It's really hard to film riding mountain biking. Anyway, just finished checkpoint 1 and got some water, got a banana, and keep on going. It's really muddy, lots of potholes. I slipped a couple of times on really slippery mud, but yeah, all good, and getting overtaken. Right, so then after CP1, we got into this bog. It was like, there was no way you could pedal through this thing. It was just a feel, and it was a feel of just mud. This mud was, I just think it was like a scene from Mordor. I just felt like I was Frodo and I was going through this, and my bike was just full of peanut butter mud. So you hear people say that peanut butter mud, and you don't really know what it's like until you go through it. And I was trying to clean it out, and I tried so many times. I must have stopped like 5-6 times along this big field of just nothingness. It was just hot sun, mud, and then you're stuck and you're just walking through it.
We're not even in checkpoint 2 yet, and I had to stop a couple of times, push the bike. Lots of mud stuck on my wheels. It's still kind of muddy right now, but I'm just gonna pedal. Chain came off, put it back on. Some kind soul help me, because I don't know how to do that. Just keep pedaling.
So my chain fell off, and I didn't know how to fix it. And someone was so kind, thank you so much, for stopping and just helping me put my chain back on. I continued, and then after that there was a lake. You got to a lake which used to be a mangrove, and that was really nice, and they had a drone, so I'm sure they had some great drone shots there. I was really proud of myself to actually bike most of this, but then what happened was I turned a corner and I slid. I guess my front wheel would have somehow I slid off, I fell, and then my bike just would not work anymore. I just couldn't pedal. It would not change. It just wouldn't let me pedal. And I was really, really lucky. I didn't know at that point that I have basically broken my derailleur. So I was so lucky that there were these 2 guys that stopped, and they helped me clean it up.
So after those 2 guys helped me fix the bike, there's going to be 23.5 kilometers left. I spent maybe 20 minutes for them to fix it. I mean, they were great. Otherwise, I'll be walking. So anyway, really grateful to be riding again.
And then after this point, we got to a downhill section, and the downhill section was just really scary because I couldn't ride because everyone was walking. And then when you're walking down, because we were in the last bits of people, right? I mean, you've had several hundred people going through it. It was just like wet cement. So when you put your foot down, it would suck your foot and you would just slide. And I fell really hard. I fell twice. And I remember there was another rider there who basically just fell, and then let go of her bike, and her bike crashed into the forest, and after that she couldn't ride anymore. So at that point I started to not enjoy this anymore. I started to fear, and I remember telling myself I couldn't be feeling this way because I chose this. I want to do this, and just because of just a small bad experience, I didn't want it to ruin the rest of my ride. So I remember really fighting myself mentally during that point to convince myself that it's going to get better. It's going to get better. So I think at that point, I probably went to CP2, but I actually really did not film this anymore because I was not in the right mindset. So after CP2, we got to a gravel part, and that was really nice. It was it was a point where I actually had time to film and talk about it a little bit as well. Then we went up to climb up. It just got higher and higher, right? Basically, you're just going up and up. And I was probably cooked myself, but I went up Salem Hills, and I was really proud to be able to get to that point without realizing that that was the first of many higher points that we're gonna get to, but all right, it's fine. I got there, and then it was CP3, and at CP3, oh my God, they had so many things. They had noodles, they had ice creams, they they had sugarcane water, they had everything. And I'm just kicking myself for not taking any of that stuff because I was in a hurry. I just knew that I've lost a lot of time, I was slow, and I really wanted to just try and make the cutoff. So I didn't eat enough. At this point, I think I've only had 3 bananas and maybe 100 plus and just some water. So it really was not enough for this long race. Then we got to these really long grass, flowy section, and it was just downhill and then uphill, and it was a grind going uphill, and I basically walked most of the uphill. So it was just that the grass would just absorb a lot of your momentum and energy, so it just really sapped me. By then I was just not in a good state, so we just grind through that. So then we got to CP4, and at CP4 people were spraying, there were medics there, and they were spraying them with these cans. I just didn't really think too much. I just grabbed some water and I continued, and I left because I just wanted to try and finish it. And look, it's just so many mistakes I've made.
We've just past CP4 and I am so cooked. But yeah, I guess almost there.
When I passed CP4, I started to get cramps. I saw, I could literally see my left quad, the muscle was cramping up. And I just thought, okay, I'm just gonna take it easy. I'm just gonna keep going and not think too much about it. And then we got to a point where it was an uphill, and it was a really steep uphill, and there were people just littered around, basically just resting. And I decided to get off my bike to push. But when I did that, my right quad started to cramp up, and I was in such pain. It was absolute agony, and I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't even bend my knees. And this guy was so nice, and he's like, look, you just gotta flop yourself on the ground, and you gotta try and push your feet up. And he helped me, and it was so kind of him to do that because I've never experienced that before. And he said, look, he's having cramps, that's why he was there. So I told him, I said, look, you guys should just go, you're okay now, don't worry about me. And I was in the way, I was in the middle of the trail, but there was nothing much I could do. So I kind of moved to the side a little bit. Then this other guy who came past me, he brought out this magic can, and this can of spray, he sprayed on me, and somehow I could move after that. So after that, I'm getting this thing. It's basically just deep heat for anyone who's got muscle pains or anything like that. But I call it my magic can. It's amazing. So yeah, so I completed the race. It was when I finished, I just thought, you know what, my soul's left my body. I just basically bonked the whole time. I was severely dehydrated. My whole body hurt. It was so painful. I was in so much pain. So then, okay, let's look at the stats. I did it in 4.5 hours. So great, I was before the cutoff. So when I looked at it, it was 3 hours and 15 minutes moving time. So basically the rest of the time I was either on the ground rolling in pain or I had mechanical. So I was D2L, dead second last. That's basically last, in my category, so that's okay. I spent 61% of my time in zone 4 and 19% of my time in zone 5. So I just maxed out. So if we were to review this, I would say that my training was not even close to what I was preparing myself to do this. So the training, I should definitely up it. I need to do more outdoor stuff. I need to do more intensity. Being indoor on a bike trainer is just not just gonna cut it. Nutrition, totally atrocious. I just failed that entirely. I was just not prepped, and not educated enough about my body and what I should be doing. Then the community, the best. I think the community is just amazing. People, it's so helpful. People are curious where I'm from, and we chatted, even though my Bahasa is not the best, but you know, they all speak great English, so I need to up my language here. But I just am so grateful to everybody who helped me, both the crew and the riders. Otherwise, I would have been having to walk the bike back. I wouldn't have been able to pedal back. The fun factor, I had a great time. I definitely had a little bit of PTSD after this because I just felt terrible after the race and the day after. But when I think back, it was just really great fun. I mean, I would do it again for sure next year. Yeah, so despite, I mean, a lot of things that I've done wrong was because of me, not anything else. I need to learn about bike maintenance, I need to get better skills, all of those things got to tick. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I want to know how your first race went, and so comment below, and thanks for watching.